Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whenever really. It's actually the afternoon here. We were going to go out today, so we spent all day indoors. Hello, I knew you'd come. You've been asleep for an hour, but as soon as I say hello. Yeah, we were going to go out today. I found some woods about 2 miles away. Absolutely beautiful they are. But I went on the usual, playing the usual up at the fields. Just started to spit with rain. And by the time we got back, it was quite heavy. And after that, it was just, did its own thing really. So, yeah, we decided that we would stay in and find a few things to do. So one of the things is a quick catch up really. I decided I'd do a video. I haven't done a video actually for a while. I seem to be doing less and less videos as it goes. Anyway, so you join me while I have a nice Slurpee. Cheers. This evening we're having a takeaway. Yeah, again. I just wanted to show you this. This is a beautiful shell. Absolutely stunning. The colours in this. You can see the colours. Don't know what you can see. That's better, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. I love it. Don't know why I love it so much, but I love it. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to show you 3 pieces of labradorite. Labradorite, if you don't know, is one of my favourite crystals really. This is labradorite. I'll show you this first one. See that gold down the bottom? Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I'm looking over there like people do this day and age. They make a video and they look over there. I'm looking at my little screen so that I can see what you're seeing. Let me turn that light off because that's better, isn't it? It's a bit better. A bit dark in here, that's why I put that on. Can you see that now? Hang on. That's better, isn't it? You get a better view. It's got a beautiful flash, this, golds and sort of blues. So that's one piece of labradorite. Labradorite is stunning. I absolutely love it. I'm going to do a video just about labradorite when I got my other pieces. I'm actually waiting on 3 more. While we're at it, I might as well show you the other 2. I've shown you that one, so I might as well show you these. It's a good size, this one. Okay. Now I've got a big heavy piece here. It's got some wonderful, amazing colours going on in there. Okay, so that's labradorite. Wonderful pieces, that's so heavy. There we go. So that's 3 pieces of my little shell I've shown you. As I say, I'll make a separate video about that another time because I'm waiting on 3 more pieces. And I've got a couple of pieces in there as well in the lounge. So I think I'll put them all together and show you them and have a little chat whenever. if you've got your sunglasses on while I'm showing you things, I finished this last night. Look at that. Don't forget, if you're into my art, on my eBay and also on Etsy, I have several pieces at reduced prices. There we go. Can you hear my belly? I've got my microphone there, and the belly's making a noise. Ready? It's saying, feed me, Bri, feed me. You'll have to wait a little while. Not going to do it now, is it? There. There. That's a noise for you. Yeah, so because it's raining, we've been in all day. Just thought I'd tell you a very quick story. Let me just reach over and get my vape. Because I told this to somebody fairly recently. When I was travelling, when I was travelling, I was actually in Wales. Have a vape because I'm hungry. Might be able to fool my taste buds to think they've eaten food. I was in Wales and I was hungry that day as well. I went to one of those little burger bar things in a lay-by, you know, but it was quite a big lay-by and had about 10 or so benches, like pub benches. Anyway, I ordered myself some food and it was really, really lovely. And sat there for a while and I thought I'd have a coffee off him. So I went back and I ordered some more food. I think the first, popped egg. The first one I had an English breakfast in a roll, which was a sausage, a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of onion, a burger, and an egg, a fried egg. And he said, do you want a popped egg? And I said, what? I didn't understand what he meant for a minute. He said, do you want me to pop it? And I said, oh, yes, please, yeah. Because if he didn't, I was going to sit there and it would fall into my glorious beard, I tells you. So, so I had that. Being a pig, I sat there for a while and it was beautiful countryside in front of me and I thought I'd go and get a Slurpee off him. So I went and got a Slurpee off him and I said, well, I'll have a bacon roll, mate. And that was lovely. I said crispy as well. So crispy bacon roll. So I'd had plenty to eat, plenty. Couldn't be bothered to move then, just sat there sort of enjoying the scenery. You know when you rest your face, sometimes you can look a bit miserable. Well, I'm enjoying the scenery, so I'm probably going something like that. I don't know what my face was doing because I wasn't looking. But, so I'm just enjoying the scenery and chilling out. And then this sort of noise came down the road. And what happened was there was a load of young army lads. They looked about 16 or 18 and they jumped out of one vehicle, then another vehicle pulled in, then another, and then some little jeeps and then something else, you know. Gonna burp in a minute. Told you. So that was that bloody food in Wales. It's still making me burp 3 years on. So they all jumped out and they went there. I mean, he had a field day, didn't he, matey boy? You know, selling all that lot to these young, fit, healthy lads full of, you know, wanting food. Anyway, they was all noshing away and I thought, I'll just sit here, you know. It was nice. I was just loving the day, loving the view, just chilling out. Anyway, they was going and one of them came over to me and he said, yeah, mate, I've got these crisps. I bought the wrong ones and put them down in front of me. And I said, thank you. And then his little friend, very small he was, said, yeah, mate, you can have this. And gave me a Mars bar. Now, I was kind of shocked, surprised, embarrassed, and whatever else you want to call it, really. I was quite taken aback. I said, thanks very much. Anyway, I didn't eat them because I was bloody full, but I had them sort of tea time, I think, something like that. But I was walking back to Ishi about 20 minutes later, and I thought, they must have thought I was homeless or begging or something like that. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was my look. So I go back to Ishi, and I looked in the mirror, and I did look a bit rough and ready, I must admit, on that particular occasion. Normally I look glorious, as you know, but I did look a little bit sort of rough and ready. So yeah, that's what they must have thought. Bless them, bless their hearts. And that lovely, you know, if I was destitute, if I was really hungry or whatever, it's nice to think these lads, you know, spent their little bit of cash on me. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny, but very sweet and just nice, really. It's a nice side of human nature, isn't it, really? Yeah, people can be nice. Doesn't matter about their age, occupation, what they do, whatever. Talking about helping people, helping homeless people and things like that. I don't know if anybody will remember Pete, A View with a View. A View with a View? What was his channel called? Pete. View from my window, or my eyes of my view from my window. I can't remember what his bloody channel was called. Anyway, whatever. We struck a friendship up very, very quickly. We was on the same site together, and he was a great guy. We did a video together, if you remember, or even a couple of videos, can't remember. But we were going to a place called King's Lynn, and I was going to see about getting me my mandala done. Is it on that side? I think it is. And I booked an appointment, but the appointment was a little bit wishy-washy because they was going to try and fit me in, knowing it was going to take about 4 to 5 hours. So they had to wait really for somebody to cancel either a complete morning or a complete afternoon. But as we were walking down there, there was a homeless guy, you know, that we sort of walked into, basically. He just sat there. He wasn't begging as such, but just sat there. And Pete was in the front, and straight away he gave him some money. And just after that, there was a couple of other homeless people just before the shop, actually. There's a little road there, and they were sort of sat just around the corner. And one was saying, can you spare any change, please? Things like that, you know. And Pete didn't give him any money, you know, and I thought maybe he's finished his money or used his money up or whatever. But anyway, on the way back to the car, I spoke to him about that, and I said, yeah, it's nice of you to give the homeless guy some money. And he said, you can't help everybody in the world. It's simple as that. He said, what I do, if somebody crosses my path, or they're directly in front of me as I'm walking down the road, or more or less, then he will help them. He said, you cannot walk around town looking around every corner, going to every place, giving homeless people a couple of quid. You know, you do it all day long and you'd be skint and, you know, all the rest of it. He said, so if somebody is in my way, or somebody's very close to me, or I'm going to walk past that person, then that person he gives money to. And I just thought that's a lovely thing to do, you know. And we got chatting about charity and things like that. I've said this before in a video, and this is what I still do. If whatever vehicle I've got at the time, if that passes the MOT without needing anything, so in other words, I just book it in, they phone me up and they say, yep, it's passed, and the price is only the price of the MOT, then I give a certain amount of cash away to a charity. I choose a different charity every year. Actually, no, I don't. I've got about 8 or 10 charities that I like to give to. And when it's my MOT, I tend to have a look a day or two before at a particular charity and see if I fancy giving them the money, or do I want to give it to somebody else, you know. And where I'm currently living, there's there's a good charity, a really, really good charity. I feel it's a worthwhile charity, so I would do that. And I said to Pete, you know, I give to charity in different ways. I said, but one thing I do, then I mentioned about the MOT, and he said, that's a really good idea. I've never thought about doing that. And I said, it's kind of good karma in a way, because, you know, you're hoping and wishing and fingers crossed and all the rest of it that your vehicle, whatever it is going to pass the MOT. And by having that in the back of your mind, hopefully it'll pass, then I can give some money on. You know, I'm not rich, nobody's bloody rich, but you know, the reason why I don't do it every single time is if my vehicle fails, then that amount of money on charity, I will spend it on my vehicle. It's important for me to have a vehicle, but lots of times it's passed, you know, loads of times over the years. Remember the first time I lived in Dorset, I had a good car, a Mondeo, Ford Mondeo, and it passed. Oh, it must have passed 8 years on a trot. And I gave to charity 8 years on a trot. That was really good. And then it failed on quite a little bit and some welding and stuff. So I spent that charity money, if you like, on the vehicle. And we were with another guy called Carl, and he was saying how he gives to charity, which is, I won't go into it now, but it's quite a unique sort of way. And all of us, all together, do different things in different ways. And it's quite... You know, that's good in itself. I'm not making this video to blow my own bloody trumpet. But I'm saying that everybody's got their own unique little way of giving in some form. And I love that. What I don't love, I'll tell you what I don't love, things like children in need. Wouldn't give them a penny, even if they knocked on my door. The amount of money that children in need have, I don't know what it is anymore. I did make a video on this a long time back. They had something like 94 million set aside. That should be going directly to who people think they're giving. You know, they play a film of somebody desperate for some help financially. Then they say, please give. People give, and that money goes into a bank account. Just added to a bank account. I don't like things like that. Big charities I don't like. I've got a problem with Oxfam as well. I've mentioned this years ago, but Oxfam is Oxford Famine Relief. So Oxfam. And they give 1 penny in the pound to charity. You go into one of their shops and you buy a beautiful shell for £1, 100 pennies, and they would give one of those pennies to charity. And the staff are absolutely loaded. Same as, was it British Heart Foundation? They're loaded, you know. Even Jim, bless him, Jim is doing a fantastic walk, as you know, around the UK and what have you, which I'm all for, and I've helped him, not helped him, helped the cancer fund or the cancer charity, help them out, which I don't normally do, because the CEO is a bloke called Ahmed, I believe. Now Ahmed draws £170,000 plus bonuses as his wage. To me, that's wrong. You know, I believe in helping more local if I can, and that's full circle really, because if my car passes the MOT, I would give to my local charity, and I know that the money will be spent well and wisely. Don't know where that came from, but I was just saying, you know. Now, I don't know if this camera's going to die or what. I think I've got half an hour. How long have I been chatting for? Tell you what, I'll turn the camera off, then turn it back on, and then we know we're safe then, don't we? Hang on a minute. Hello. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about this too much really, because I have made a video on it before. The video is called Stop Worrying. I will put a link on if I remember. But it's so funny, isn't it, that people worry. People worry so much, you know, about not a lot really, you know. Certainly they worry about things beyond their control. And that is a waste of time. You know, if you worry about something that maybe you can have some input, you can steer it into your direction or whatever, you're worrying about something that you can possibly change, maybe it's worth it. But people worry about things and it's so far out of their remit, totally beyond their control, and yet they worry about it. That is pointless, you know. I think worrying takes away the thinking mind. That's what it does. And worrying gets replaced. It replaces the thinking mind with more worry. And then worry breeds worry breeds worry. And I said in that video something like, you worry so much that you end up worrying that you're worried about something. So you worry that you're worrying about something. Why am I worrying about that? You know, and then you're worrying that you're worrying about worrying something. Absolutely ridiculous, I know. What a stupid bloody phrase, Bride. But anyway, I've just invented it, so put a trademark on it and we'd be done. But do you get what I mean? You know, it is absolutely ridiculous to worry too deeply about things that we cannot change. You know, we're all guilty of worrying. I think it is a human trait. We worry because we care about certain people. That's okay. You know, I've visited people before and they say, oh, text me when you get back home or else I shall worry. And I said, well, don't worry. You know, I've driven all around the country. I'm sure I'll be fine. Well, text me anyway. I don't want to be laid in bed worrying. Well, don't. Go to sleep, you know. And then I get home and I text them and I say, I am home. And they say, oh, thank you, I can stop worrying. Really? Can you turn your worrying on and then you turn your worrying off? Is that how worrying works? Because I tend not to worry about a lot in my life, you know. Yes, I love people and I care about people, but also don't give a shit what people think, you know. So I don't need to worry on that side of it. Oh, worried what they might think. No, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen because what people think is down to them. It's none of my business. None of my business. That's down to them. You know, and I certainly can't control other people's thoughts. And that's the worrying about the control that you cannot change, you know. So just bear that in mind, really. You know, it's worth thinking about, isn't it? Try not to worry. It's a ridiculous thing to say, try not to worry, because you're going to worry anyway about a certain thing, perhaps, coming up in life or whatever. But once you know that you're worried about it, and what is worrying? You know, what is worrying? It's a mild inner panic. It's feeling anxious. It's concerns about the future thing. You know, it's all of those and more. But once you feel any of those sort of emotions coming in, you need to pull yourself back and just think, okay, I don't need to worry about this now, you know. I spoke to a neighbour who bought a husband a wonderful present, and it was driving, I don't know where, driving on some fast track, 4 of these cars worth like £150,000, you know, and they fly around and all the rest of it. And she said his birthday was in November and we've only just gone, so I had all that time to worry. Now, did that person really worry? Well, obviously not for all of that time. I think you would worry so you make yourself ill, totally ill. But yeah, there was some mild concern that he might not enjoy it, or some mild concern something would go wrong on the day. You know, there was some sort of anxiety that you've got to meet a number of people you never met before, whatever. So it's all of those sort of things, which is the word worry. As I say, it contains all of those things, really. You know, but once you start to feel those things come in, that mild panic, that kind of stress level going up, you're a little bit anxious about something. You know, you can feel a bit, when you start worrying, you feel a bit hot and flustered, and you know, when you start to feel that, think, hang on, what am I worrying about? The future. Why am I worrying about the future? I don't know what the future contains. I don't have a crystal ball, and yet I'm worried about starting work Monday. I'm worried about going to see my boss about a particular thing. I'm worried about an operation that's coming up in 2 months' time. I'm worried about I've got to have a conversation with somebody about a serious subject next week. Live in the now, be in the now, because we don't have a crystal ball. We don't need to worry about the future. The future isn't here. What is here now. It's here right now. And now is always okay, as I always say. Now is always okay. You know, and you can enjoy the now of the now, the nowness of the now. You can enjoy that by letting go of the worry, because if you are worried that you've got, I don't know, an interview coming up in 2 weeks' time, enjoy today. Enjoy every moment of today. Enjoy tomorrow. Enjoy the following day. If you're going to worry, if you're going to allow yourself to worry on the morning. But don't worry, because we still don't know the outcome of it. And if the outcome of it is you didn't get the job, so be it. That's, you know, it's meant to be, isn't it? You know, had you got the job, it would have been shit. So, you know, well, you worry for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then worrying is unfounded, as we all know. You go for the interview, and either it's very good and you get the job, and you think, oh, all that bloody worrying. Hey, I can stop worrying now. Oh, I'll stop worrying later. I'll stop worrying at 3:15, I think. No, 20 to 4. I'll stop worrying then. You know, or you can go for the interview. You can worry for weeks and weeks and weeks. Go for the interview. You don't get the job. And you think, oh, well, onwards and upwards, next interview, thank you. And then you start worrying about that interview, perhaps, you know. It's just pointless. Sorry to keep banging on, really, but I will put a link because, you know, it's important, really. Hope you've enjoyed seeing me labradorite. It's absolutely stunning. I love labradorite. There we go. We'll do a video, as I say, another day when I got my other pieces. And you can see all of them together, really, and we'll have a little chat about them. Don't forget to check my eBay out if you are interested. And there's that one again. I know. I do know. Beautiful. And this is work in progress. What the bloody hell is this, bro? Well, you'll have to wait and see. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there, really. It is appreciated. Millions and millions of channels in the world, and you click on mine. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Whatever you're doing, have a wonderful weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. But don't worry about anything. Ta-ra then. Cheers. Be well. Bye.